come to a dumping ground in my office because I'm on my way home. I need to pick some stuff up. Got to do some stuff from my own house. I've got to put 2 sockets in. Fuck's sake. This is just a dumping ground of all the stuff I do when I was self-employed that I pay 250 quid a month for. Come down here about once every fucking year. Stuff like this, fucking kicking like I sound like cunt. Rather than actually go and do work in my own house, I might just sit here and cry about it because I fucking hate doing sockets and shit. What I like to do is come down here and get kits of stuff like this. Look, so there's a little kit of stuff for doing socket in the house. I've got a light to do as well, which is what that's for. So I made a little kit, yeah. Then what I like to do is I like to come back down here with the kits I've made and I like to dump them like, there's a kit from some CCTV stuff I did on the side, yeah. There's a kit from a little bit of Unistructure on the side. There's a fucking, just a big pile of really expensive breakers that I just need to deal with. Oh, there's an EV charge that needs fucking off. Oh, there's a drum of Copex that costs about 300 quid. Oh, there's a kit from when I did my batch up my house. Oh, look, there's a 1960s jukebox that I need to do. Oh, look, there's a World War II megaphone. You know what I mean? It's just a fucking dumping ground of shit like this that I really need to come down here one day and just sort the old fucking mess out. Oh, look, there's a DeWalt shelves out my old van that I need to put in my new van. But yeah, has anyone else got a fucking dumping ground like this where things just come to basically die? I ought to probably sort it out. Oh look, there's my hole punching kit. Not that you know about them if you was on Instagram before. Makita made one in the last 6 months, but some of us proper sparkers have had them for years. My relays and control stock for what that night someone rings me, they've absolutely got the pants down. I like to go out and just bum them to death by charging them £1,000 to go and replace a £6 relay. It's sort of just here so that when someone's really desperate of an evening and they're like, have you got a 95mm something lug and a crimper? I'm like, yeah. And they go, cool, can you come and fix it? I'm like, yeah. Have you got £1,000? Because that's what I want to come out, you fucking melt. Anyhow, I've got to go and do these jobs now, because until I've done these jobs for my wife so she can work from home better, I'll not get in the neck. And then I've got a load of shit in my garage that I need to bring here to be a load of shit here. But I can't bring it here till I finish the solar, which is all finished, the battery, which is all finished, and another 2 jobs around the house, which are all finished. So then I can bring all that all finished stuff down here and dump it. Then one day, I'm going to come down here and clean it out. What I did originally was a floor here, which was pretty good. But this is where I'd sort out my wood for my fire. So I need it back now, because I ain't paying for fucking gas this year. Hi, I'm Jamie Blayton, domestic electrician, and I'm going to fit a double socket here. Oh my God, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Whoa! I've got to fit this test socket, because it's going to be a test socket here, because I want to use my power quality analyzer. And I've got no socket under here that gives me the power for the meter and the test point. And I want to do all the tests on other power quality meters in this location. I'm going to fit this test socket next to my shit box. Obviously, I've got a socket there, but this is specifically for testing power monitoring equipment on my own house, so I can fuck around and get used to it in the nice warm place where I can have tea. Oh my God, that's not domestic enough. Let's do some more domestic stuff. Like and subscribe. Follow me on fucking Twitter, TikTok or whatever. I don't fucking know. Let's look down here for you. This is my washing machine. It's connected to the internet. But down here, there's this socket, look. I think I've done a video on this before, look. It's just pissing the wind. That's been hanging off for fuck knows how long, since I bought a new washing machine that won't fit in. So that's hanging. Now, I'm not fixing it because it's hanging, so I don't give a fuck. But what I am doing is I need a double one there again, because I want a power quality. I want to do some power analysing on the washing machine. So I'm going to fit that there properly. Then I've got a bit of an interesting one, actually. Oh my God, I'm a domestic electrician. I'm going to fit some USB sockets. Oh my God, it's going to be crazy. Because we all work from home now. Waka waka, doing fuck all. My missus sometimes works here on the kitchen side. Yeah, we've got a proper office upstairs, but sometimes she works on the kitchen side. The only socket is here, which is that double. This baby shit's going soon, so I'm going to sell the baby, get some money for it. I'm going to put the coffee machine back here, but we end up with fucking leads train all across here. So I'm going to fit a socket here on the back of this fridge, and I'm going to put a USB socket in. Now, I'm not a big fan of USB sockets, but I'm going to put one in. I'll tell you why. I'll show you why. So that socket there is like decorative ones, look, that lean against. I didn't want to chop the walls out, so I used these decorative lean against ones, which were made by Aurora. Really liked them, but they stopped making them, which is wank. Anyway, that is fed individually with a piece of 2.5mm. Down here, there's some Spurs, look. That's all the baby shit. There's a socket in there. When the fucking hell did that socket come from? I had no idea there's a socket in there. Anyway, there's a socket in there, look. And these Spurs, that one and that one, feed decorative socket and another decorative socket over there. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to fit an RCD socket here. So it's a double socket. It's a Verso one, then it matters, but double socket, and it's got a USB-A and a USB-C in it, right? So that'll do phone charging, iPad charge for the little girl because she's a bit watching the iPad, and it'll do the monitor and the computer, yeah? However, that Spur, that 13 amp Spur, feeds that decorative socket, and it's going to feed this socket. In my personal opinion, a USB socket is a current using piece of equipment and should be fed from a spur. And I'll tell you why. If I'm away and that USB socket goes fucking tits up and starts shorting out, if it was on the ring, it'd wipe out my entire kitchen and my fridge would defrost, yeah? At least if it's fed from a spur and an unskilled person like my wife comes back, I can say, turn them spurs off, then she should be able to reset the RCD socket because it won't be in there. And that's why I think they're no different to a hand dryer in my opinion, or a water heater. They should be fed from a spur. Anyhow, if you want some more of this domestic madness, like and subscribe to my channel. Sorry, I got well carried away there, that domestic joke. But what I want to know is, yeah, maybe I'm just not thinking straight because I had to go to Birmingham this morning. But yeah, I am saying RCD, what am I on about? I'm not saying that. I'm saying USB sockets should be fed either individually or in a little set from a fused spur because they are current using items of equipment, and nowhere else would you fit a piece of current using item of equipment without using a spur. So I'm saying they need a spur because then you can isolate them for maintenance and repair, and you took something that's basically passive, doesn't do anything, and replace it with something that's active that does do something. I'd like to know people's thoughts on this. I'm probably mention it on the podcast this week again. But yeah, I'm saying current using stuff needs a spur. What do you think? Because everyone knows that really media walls and USB socket outlets in people's asses are what tramps have. But I'm going to have a bash on here, see how I get on with it. And obviously, don't forget to like and subscribe, put your fucking comments in the comments and give it a thumbs up. Plot twist. Exciting. Domestic stuff, yeah. It's sunny as fuck. And the sun is in its peak place for my solar. My battery's full, so I've had to put my washer on. Just with one socket because I'm that opulent now, I've got solar. So all I can do is this one. So I put the socket on, look. Ooh, even used a level. Check me out. Levels. Thin joke if you know what I'm on about. I'm going to wire to that socket. And then I'm going to prep the socket in there and prep the socket in the fuse board. There's no fucking way I'm turning the fuse board off while the solar's working. Because I'm not. But yeah, I've got to say, if I had to do this kind of domestic shit all day, I'd probably fucking go and work in Aldi. So just messaging me actually saying, how did you get into commercial industrial stuff? And I started out doing this, but if I had to do it now, sorry. Just not for me. I know people do love it, but it's not for me. For a start, you've got to deal with the general public, go in other people's arse, which I can't fucking stand because they'll always moan you've made a mess. And I don't see any perks to going around people's arses fucking around in them while they're there. Someone's messaged me and says, as part of fitting this socket to there properly, like, are you going to tie all the cables up? The answer is no. I'm a fuck, mate. I'm a fucking bollocks. I can't be arsed with that shit. It's only my kids that are hearing it, so it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, like, but I've got RCDs, don't give a fuck. While I'm at it, because I did this on the store the other day, I said I've got this Verso socket for free and I haven't used it for anything, but I am actually going to use this socket, so I'm going to mark this as an ad, because I got it sent for free. But I do actually like these Verso sockets. I like the way the rockers look. The components all seem to be good. I don't like the V's, but Will tells me he's got to put them on there for some reason. It's something to something. I don't like them, so they get dirt caught in there. It's a dead good quality plastic. I'm not going to take it apart and look at the electronics, even though I'd love to, because I've only got one of them. I do like Verso's terminals, and it says it can pump out 3,100 milliamps. I'm going to test that, and I'm going to tag Verso in it, and I'm going to test that 3,100 milliamps. I'm going to publish it, whether it fucking makes it or not. But yeah, they're nice. They are nice gear, you know. They don't pay me, but they have sent me some stuff, and I do like it. And this plastic's nice as well. I do like this. It's a nice white, and it's a nice texture in that. So yeah, I'll tag that as an ad because it's going to be in the video. It look like I'm just fucking them off, mugging them off, sucking them off. Someone's just messaged me, Harry, cheers, because is this eating an electricity while it's not doing anything? So it's made it interesting now, because one, I'm going to get my USB tester out and see if it does provide 3,100 milliamps, and two, I'm going to see what its little fucking piddly draw is when it's doing fuck all. This job just got interesting. Let's get out some expensive test gear, but let's sort this shitty job out first. Annoyingly, I've only got a 1 amp or 2 amp dummy load, but anyway, look, the socket's off. Let's see if it'll do 2 amps, because I haven't got anything. So it's 5.19 volts, very nice. At 1.05 watt, that is well acceptable for a socket outlet. I'll crank it up to 2. It's pulling bang on 2 amps, and it's keeping its 5.21. What I haven't got is a dummy load that will go beyond 3,100 milliamps, which this will do. So I'm going to buy one, and I'll do this test again tomorrow, because I don't need to get in there tomorrow. But I'll do this test again. I'll see when it wipes itself out. It should ideally wipe itself out at 3.1. But yeah, it's got the super duper voltage and it works. But let's see how much it's just sat there using. Right then, so I've got my power connected from me. This one's the power to power my device, which is my Chevron Onu PEL 103. So that's the power to the meter. Next to it, I've got my instrument reference voltage, which is there. They're plugged in on single phase. I've got my CT. This is the one that comes with it. This isn't the rote one I've been banging about. This is a really accurate one. The MN93A goes down to 100 amps or 5 amps. So I need to go in the software and tell it that it's set up for single phase at 5 amps. That's what it's saying to me, I think, but I'll do that. But I'll clip that round the brown like that, look. Well, I won't. I'll isolate the clip round the brown so it don't fit. Hang on. You'll see in the last post I've tagged Chevron. They're not paying me. It's just that I've got this for free off them. They haven't given me to do this shit. I don't know if they even want me to be doing this shit, but I am. It's in the software, so I need to connect to it first on my PAL, which is that one. I connect to that. It's communicating. Oh, I can, right, yeah, so that's connected, look. So I've got all my details coming up there about it. Now I need to go to configure. I need to tell it that I am doing it one phase, one wire, like that, one CT and a load, which I've done. I'll come back. Next thing I need to do is go to, is it general? I'm not going to be logging, I'm just going to look at it live. The communication I'm doing via USB. I've set my CTs. The current sensor, I need to tell it that I've got an MN93, which I have done, and it's on 5 amps. That's right. That's good to go, I think. Yeah, because if not, I select that. That's okay. Not all right recording, not all right meters. Right, we'll okay that. And we should get some readings now. I've got it all right, because I've just checked that that's there, and it's also converted itself to a single phase screen. So my frequency is 49.98. My voltage is 250.9, which is that a bit high? Seems a bit high. Amps is nothing, watts is nothing. So the meter, I've had to move the meter supply to that socket so it doesn't measure itself. So it doesn't skew the test, but that socket's got to this one. And I've put the kettle here, look. So if I start the kettle, it's only a 5 amp CT, so it might overpower it. No, that's pulling 8.73 amps, so that CT's overreading. I'll click it off, so I don't want to fucking do it. So yeah, let's put the thing in here, see if we get any readings off it. Right, so I've got it set up. I've got no watts at the minute, but obviously I don't know if the USB power supply's kicked in at the minute. No watts and no amps. And on the screen, I've got 0.00 milliamps. So at the minute, as far as I can tell, this Verso socket being tested by the Chevron tester, which I'm going to have to tag on them fuckers now, is not pulling any load. All the load is so microscopically small that the special milliamp probe that Chevron provided me with is not picking up, look, nothing milliamps. Remember, this is a power quality analyzer. It might pick up another instrument, but I mean, I'm not bothered if it's less than that. But yeah, it's nothing. So the person asked me is using nothing. Let's crank it up so what it does. I'm going to stop tagging Verso and Chevron now. I've done enough to justify that this is all that they gave me the socket and they gave me the thing, yeah. I didn't set out to do this morning. I just wanted to have a socket here. I had this one kicking around, and now we're knee deep in a power quality analyzer. Did not set out to do this. This is not sponsored by Verso or Chevron, so I'm not going to tag them again, but I think you get the crack, yeah. If this USB socket now is found doing something we don't want it to be doing or it shouldn't be doing, Verso are going to have to answer to this because I've tagged them in it already, so we'll see what happens. I'm just waiting for the washing machine to finish, because if I make this into a YouTube video, I'll cut this bit, maybe. The washing machine's finally finished, yeah. So everything's set up. I'm going to plug this in, look. Got no milliamps on there. No watts or amps on there. The washing machine ain't finished, but I'm going to go for it anyway. So I'm going to plug this in on 1 amp. So it just boot up. So we've got 1 amp, 5.21 volts, just doing 1 amp. And that is drawing 51 milliamps at 250 volts to manage that. And on the meter, you'll see it's costing me 6 watts basically. 6 watts is the same as one of these IKEA lamps. And it's pulling 0.051 amps at 248 volts. So all good there. Crank it up to 2 amps. At 2 amps, it's making 2 amps at 5.22 volt. That's costing me 0.86 milliamps at 240 volt. 12 watts, 0.87 amps, 240 volts. Now the big question is, when I pull this, which we're going to do down here off camera, will that revert to 0? I forgot I only get a minute, so I'm going to pull this out off camera. I'm going to get rid like that, look. I'm not going to show that, I'm going to show this one. Is that going to go back down to 0? Will the electronics turn off? So it's either not pulling anything or pulling such an amount it's so small it doesn't matter. So let's have a bash. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's out. It's gone on. Oh, it's gone, yeah. So, whoever answered that question, 0 milliamps, that figure's a bit rougher than that one, I think. That's gone. So whoever asked me the question, does this Verso socket really use any current whilst it is doing nothing? The answer is, it would appear not until I get out some more accurate equipment. I've got no doubt it'll probably pull the 3,100 milliamps or 3.1 amps at 5.27 volts. It's allowed to. I don't think Wilson's got any ponies, but yeah, it doesn't pull anything worth measuring when it's doing nothing. So yeah, so you're not going to fuck your entire house, boy. Cost yourself a fortune doing it. Right, I'll put this shit away now then, shall I? One last thing, yeah, that socket's there, look, in my house. I've got a 1-year-old and he's that tall, yeah? This is the thinnest screwdriver out of my set. And this is where Will's going to make or break him. It's on, it's live. Nope. 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 No. I'll give it. And if I actually try and do it, the shutters will come down from the earth pin. But obviously no child's going to get the finger in there, undo that and then get something in. But my little screwdriver, I'm going to give it a full minute on this video. I can't get it down. I'm really trying now. Fair one, Verso. You passed the fiddling test for a child fiddling with something they found. I can't get that in there. And I was trying to know how to get the shutters off. So fair one for that. Not that blown Spur pure broke up Verso's eyes. I mean, I think a lot of sockets do. I'm not saying that no British standard socket doesn't or shouldn't do that. But I'm saying that Verso one passed me doing it. Just remember, you crazy kids, yeah. Don't use socket covers. All they do is provide a means for opening the socket. They're not more protective. They make it worse. That's what I'm saying. So I'll have my little 1-year-old up here fiddling with that later. Great. Well, no, great, because it's British standard. It's the best socket in the world.